She said my mom would have loved the centerpieces. I knew she was lying. My name's Noah Whitlow. I'm 34, and I build custom furniture in Burlington, Vermont. 2 weeks before my wedding, I should have felt excited. Instead, I kept catching my fiancée Danielle saying things that didn't sit right. She'd talk about my mother like they had been close friends. The problem? My mom died when I was 16. Danielle never met her. Yet she'd slip in little remarks about what my mom would have thought of the flowers. The music, or the venue, all was with that sad smile, like she somehow understood my loss more than I did. Your mother would have been so proud, she said once while we were tasting cake flavors. She had such simple tastes. Simple? My mom's life was anything but. She worked 3 jobs after my dad left, bought me school clothes from thrift stores, packed my lunch every single day for 6 years. It was never easy. It was hard. But I just nodded, said nothing, and told the baker we'd take the vanilla. Danielle grew up with money. Her father, Gregory Walsh, owned a chain of car dealerships in New England. Her mother, Patricia, ran some kind of consulting firm for nonprofits. They lived in a house with a circular driveway and a 3-car garage. When I met them, they were polite, asked about my business, complimented my work ethic. Self-made men are admirable, Patricia had said over dinner at their country club. Takes real character to build something from nothing.
Back then.
I thought she meant it. Looking back now, I wonder if she'd already been measuring me. Wedding planning was intense. Danielle wanted perfection. The venue, a restored barn. Outside stow, guest list 200 people. It's the budget more than I made in a year. But Gregory insisted on paying most of it. It's what fathers do, he told me. Besides, you'll be family soon. Family meant something different to them than to me. For me, it was my mom waking up at 5 a.m. for the diner and going straight to her afternoon job at the department store. It was her reading bedtime stories even when she was exhausted. It was never making me feel like we lacked anything. But I was starting to notice the subtle things, side comments. Shared looks between Danielle and her parents when they thought I wasn't watching the way they talked about the wedding like it belonged to them. Not us. The rehearsal dinner was Friday night at the Country Club Flowers, seating chart menu, all set. I should have been nervous about the ceremony, but instead, I had this sense something was unraveling. Danielle and I had met 2 years earlier at a farmer's market in downtown Burlington. She was at the booth next to mine, looking at handmade cutting boards while I was selling smaller pieces, jewelry boxes, picture frames. She picked up one of mine, a small wooden box with dovetailed joints. And instead of asking the price, she asked how I made it, about the wood, the process, the time. We talked for 20 minutes. She was gorgeous, blonde hair, green eyes, perfectly put together, but what drew me in was her genuine interest in my work. She bought the box, came back the next weekend, and the weekend after. The first months were good. She'd come to my workshop, ask about different woods, joinery, and how I learned the craft. I told her about my grandfather teaching me basic woodworking as a kid, and how after my mom died, it became the thing that kept my hands and mind busy. It must have been hard, losing her so young, she said it was. Mom, Linda, was diagnosed with ovarian cancer when I was 15. She fought for a year and a half, working through treatments, still packing my lunch, still asking about my homework. Her last words to me were, "Make something beautiful, Noah. The world needs more beautiful things." I told Danielle that on our 6th date, she cried, said she wished she could have met her. Back then I thought she meant it. Somewhere along the way, that changed. Maybe it was meeting her parents. Maybe the wedding planning. But Danielle started talking about my mom like she was a character in a story, not a real woman who'd lived and died and left a hole in my life. "Your mother sounds like she was sweet," Tricia said once while we discussed flowers. Very traditional, very uncomplicated. Uncomplicated. But wasn't my mom. She was sharp, funny, and could fix a leaky faucet while knowing the Latin names of every plant in her garden. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But I stayed quiet. I loved Danielle, or thought I did, and her family would soon be mine. I ignored the red flags. The rehearsal went smoothly. Ceremony run through. Positions. Processional. Danielle looked beautiful in her white sundress. Tyler, my best man, kept things light. Afterward, dinner in the private country club room. White linens, candles, fresh flowers. Gregory ordered wine. Patricia curated appropriate dinner. Music. I sat at the head table with Danielle, her parents, and my small group Tyler. My Uncle James, Cousin Rebecca. Conversation flowed. I excused myself around 8 p.m., took a detour through the bar for a rond. That's when I heard them. Danielle stood near the windows with her parents, speaking low, but I caught every word. The flowers she picked are so cheap-looking, Patricia said. Carnations and baby's breath gas station flowers. What do you expect? Gregory replied. She was a waitress. Probably never saw real flowers in her life. Danielle laughed at cruel, but not kind. Noah gets so sentimental. About her, like she was a saint. She was probably nice enough, Patricia said, but let's be honest, she wasn't sophisticated. Working class through and through. At least Noah has ambition, Danielle added. Can you imagine if he turned out like her? All those little jobs, scraping by, so ordinary. Your mother wasn't special, Gregory finished.
Okay,
Another single mom getting by? Raised a son and died, that's it, Patricia added. Well, at least after tomorrow, we can stop pretending to care about her. I stood there, hands shaking, chest tight, heartbeat in my ears. Then I walked back, sat down, and finished dinner. I smiled, laughed, even held Danielle's hand. But something deep inside had broken, something that couldn't be fixed. I knew what I had to do.